The drums beat hard and fast. Feet moved without thought. Hands clapped. Voices rose and mixed. The sound pulled everyone close. Eyes turned toward the center. No one wanted to miss what was coming. A man stepped forward with a wide chest and lifted chin. He stood tall, soaking in the noise. He wanted to be seen. He wanted to be heard. His voice cut through the drums. "Look at me. Look at what I have become." Heads turned. Some nodded. Some stayed quiet. He stretched out his hand and pointed. His finger did not shake. "Look at her," he said. "Old, ugly, useless." The words hit like stones. Laughter died at once. Breath stopped in throats. No one moved. He did not stop. "She brings nothing. She adds nothing. She is finished." The crowd froze. Even the drums fell soft. Then he pulled another woman close. He lifted her arm high. "This is beauty," he said. "This is youth. This is what a real man deserves." Gasps slipped out. Whispers rushed low and fast. So bold, so cruel. Has he lost his mind? He smiled wider. "Years mean nothing," he said. "Loyalty means nothing. Beauty is all that matters." The woman beside him smiled and leaned in. Her eyes shone bright. Pride danced on her face. The other woman did not speak. She stood still. Her eyes met his. No tears fell. No words came. Her silence pressed harder than any shout. The crowd shifted. Some looked away. Some stared. No one stepped forward. A slow voice rose from the side. "Words are seeds," it said. "Be careful what you plant." The sound carried far. It landed heavy. He laughed, loud, sharp, old talk, he said. "I fear nothing." He turned his back. His shoulders shook with pride. The woman he shamed turned away without a sound. Her feet moved steady. Her head stayed high. Each step spoke more than anger ever could. Eyes followed her. No hand reached out. No voice called her back. The man laughed again. The drums tried to rise, but the beat felt wrong. Behind her quiet steps, something stirred. The air changed. What was planted had begun to grow. She walked through the town each day. People saw her yet did not see her. Eyes passed over her like wind over dust. Baskets shifted. Feet moved aside. Life went on around her. Low voices followed her path. "Do you remember how he began? He had empty hands. Not even a roof." The words slipped through the air, quiet but clear. She stood by him when he was broke. She fed him. She waited. Old stories stirred again. Not far away, another walk sounded different. Steps were loud. Laughter followed. Coins rang. Praise came easy. "Look how far he has come. He is blessed. He is powerful." His head stayed high. His chest stayed wide. Each word he spoke was louder than the last. Each ear bent toward him. He listened less and less. A soft laugh rose beside him. "You deserve more. You deserve beauty. You deserve better." Smiles fed pride. Praise pulled him closer. His nods grew quick. Behind them, sharp laughter cut loose. "She still thinks she matters. Look how she walks. She should know her time is done." The words were meant to hide. They did not. She heard them all. Her feet did not slow. Her face did not change. No answer came. Silence wrapped around her like armor. No fight. No tears. No plea. From the side, old eyes watched. Nothing was missed. Nothing was rushed. A soft call stopped her steps. "Come closer." Few words. Heavy weight. A question followed. Low and steady. "Do you remember the promise?" The old tree was not named, yet it stood between them. "Yes," came the answer. "I remember." No more was said. A look passed, deep knowing, full. Elsewhere, plans were spoken out loud. "She will be mine. The other is finished. This will be a new beginning." Some clapped. Some smiled. Some stayed still. Joy felt thin. Tension crept in. That night, quiet steps moved away. No one watched. No one stopped her. A door opened where the past still waited. What was buried was ready to speak. Soft words slid close, sweet and slow. "She weakens you. She takes your shine. You deserve more." Each whisper fed pride. Each smile pushed reason aside. A colder voice followed. "Send her away. Give her nothing. No bag. No coin." The answer came too fast. A head nodded before thought could rise. A hand lifted. A finger pointed. The order flew out and landed hard. "She is done." The crowd stilled. Breath caught. She was pushed forward into open eyes. Empty hands hung at her sides. No farewell came. No gift followed. No mercy showed. Some heads dropped low. Others tilted back with laughs. She should have known. Look at her now. Cruel words chased her steps. Sharp, loud, proud, kind eyes watched but stayed quiet. Pity stood still and said nothing. Her feet did not turn back. Her path stayed straight. Tears did not lead her. Justice did. Old voices drew close. A circle formed without noise. Long ago, one said, low and careful. A promise stirred the air. She was there, another added. She saw it sealed. Heads turned. Eyes fixed on her. The rules were spoken again, slow and clear, not new, just forgotten. One rule stands above all, came the final word. The first wife must be honored. She did not bend. She did not beg. Her back stayed firm. Let them watch, she said, calm, strong. Elsewhere laughter grew too loud. I have won. I hold the power. Pride spilled over. Care was lost. Then small things began to slip. Coins went missing. Friends delayed their steps. Smiles faded early. Questions rose in open ears. Where is the balance? Why do losses follow? Laughter answered, but it sounded thin. The smile held cracks. A call spread wide, clear, final gather. Clothes were chosen with care. Praise was expected. Honor was assumed. She arrived without sound. She took her place. She waited. What was hidden stood ready to be seen. All eyes turned. The voice of tradition demanded attention. He stepped forward, chest high, pride rolling from him like thunder. Words spilled with confidence, each one louder than the last. Every eye sought him, every ear drank his boast. I have built. I have one. Look at what I hold. Heads nodded. Some whispered in admiration. Some lowered eyes in envy. His chest swelled, drowning the quiet warnings around him. Pride filled the space. The air leaned toward him, heavy with his own belief. A hand lifted. The noise stopped. The words froze. Every ear turned to the old one, her presence cutting through the arrogance. The past speaks, came the slow, firm voice. The old agreement still stands. Whispers slid across the crowd. The story of years forgotten stirred awake. Eyes flicked to each other. Some breathed sharply. The shift moved through them like wind through dry grass. A name was called. A name that shifted the weight of the air. She stepped forward. Calm. Steady. Each step carried silence. The crowd bent closer, drawn into the stillness she brought. No fear. No tremor. Only presence. She was the witness, the voice said. Mouths opened. Heads turned. The past and present collided. Truth struck as sharply as a spear. The rise of pride, once thought unstoppable, began to unravel. Lies fell away under the weight of memory. The blessing was earned. The voice reminded all. Honor was the price. Shame became proof. The pact was broken. The echoes of wrongdoing filled the ears of all. Judgment spoke before words could falter. The wealth, once solid, shook. Coins and praise slipped like sand. Power faltered. The hands that had lifted themselves high now trembled. A smile tried to stay. It broke. Her words came, sharp, quiet, unstoppable. You called me ugly, but you never saw me? A silence rose and swallowed the crowd. No one spoke. No one moved. The lesson hung heavy. Justice had arrived. The judgment stood. Final. No appeal. No argument. No denial. Only truth remained. The crowd watched. Changed eyes that had cheered. Eyes that had mocked. Now carried understanding. Pride had fallen. Loyalty had been honored. Strength had spoken in calm, quiet power. The lesson settled into every heart. The story would be remembered. The name would be spoken carefully in the years to come. He stood alone. No praise followed him. No voices rose in support. Eyes slid past, searching for others to admire, but none came. Silence pressed heavy around him. His name, once carried with weight, fell flat. Heads turned away. Words of power no longer clung to him. What he had built on pride now slipped like dust through fingers. She moved quietly. Bags were lifted. Coins stacked. Nothing lingered behind. No farewell called her back. No defense rose in her name. The town watched. Breath held. Eyes followed every step. No cheer, no anger. Only the still weight of truth settling. A name was called softly, but with authority. She stepped forward. Calm filled her as she moved. The crowd bent to her presence. Respect followed every step. Revenge was offered to her, wrapped in whispers and expectation. She shook her head. Calm and steady, she chose another way. I will not strike back. The words flowed like wind over grass. The fight ended in that single choice. The elders spoke again. Tradition lifted her. Honor returned. Heads bowed where they had once judged. What had been stolen was restored. Hands reached too late. Words found no ears. Power had shifted. The past could not hold what she no longer carried. She turned and walked. Not once did she glance behind. The road ahead stretched free. Freedom, not reunion, guided her steps. The crowd accepted without question. No one tried to pull her back. The lesson sank in, slow and sure. Quiet justice fell over all. Balance returned. Strength had spoken in silence. Silence became the final word. It carried more than shouting ever could. What was right had been done, and the town would not forget. The town sat still. No voice dared rise too soon. Eyes met in silence. Every heart listened. The lesson hung heavier than words. The elders spoke, their voices cut through quiet like sharpened blades. Power follows those who honor others. The truth rolled from mouth to mouth, echoing across every shoulder and brow. Pride was named first, its weight revealed. Whispers carried warnings. Loudness is not strength. Arrogance blinds the mind before it falls. Wisdom walked from the noise. Those who shouted the longest were often the weakest. Calm measured each breath, each choice, each step. Quiet strength was remembered. Patience held longer than anger. Silence had won the longest fight, carrying its weight without demand. Loyalty showed its true worth. What had stood firm through mockery and insult remained unbroken. What was faithful rose above fleeting beauty. Mocking words were weighed and found empty. Insults built no shelter. Harshness cracked where honor remained solid. The fall of the proud man was retold. Every eye remembered how arrogance toppled him. Every ear learned the cost of choosing vanity over truth. Her path became the example. Freedom was earned, not given. Courage was measured in stillness, in choices that refused to fight with hate. Mothers spoke the story to children. Words carried the lesson forward. The next generation carried strength and understanding, not in loudness. The final truth was spoken plain. Beauty fades. Honor stands. Time bends toward those who respect it. The last words closed the tale. He chose beauty over loyalty, and lost everything beauty could not protect. The lesson settled. No one forgot. Silence became the witness, and strength the memory.